Look, first of all, I do think you're the right guy for the job. And as I said in my earlier recommendation of you to the entire committee, but I want to give you an opportunity to talk a little bit about some of the new technologies that are being involved that we're going to have to address. And I don't think we've really talked a lot about what artificial intelligence is going to do, and the integration of artificial intelligence, not just by our intelligence agencies, but also by our adversaries. And the focus that we're going to have on the amount of data that we collect and how we're going to have to organize that. I know that you're brand new into this discussion and that you're going to be learning it at a high rate of speed, but can you talk a little bit about your concepts about how we take this huge amount of data that we've got and organize it, integrate it in such a fashion that it's available to be able to make an analysis and to give the best advice to the leaders of this country? We talk about how you see the integration of AI into this process.
Thank you. Let me start by talking about it in an area where I know, which is a huge data area, which is the way our markets operate and the resiliency of our markets, and what I would say is their vulnerability to attack. And AI is a game changer, and we should just all recognize that. I think I commend the Treasury Secretary for leading the way in this, and the Federal Reserve in calling the banks in to talk about what that means. I expect it's the same, or at least it resonates in the intelligence community, that AI is not only an opportunity but a threat. When something's both an opportunity and a threat, you better get your arms around it.
Yeah, look, the reason why I asked the question that way is I think that AI is it not only is a game changer, but it's going to be seen by the American public, first of all, as a threat, because they're going to see on social media, they're going to see the misinformation that comes out, deep fakes and so forth. But the other side of it, which is the quality of life that Americans are going to be able to receive because of improvements in our productivity and so forth, is going to far outweigh what the negative benefit or the negative implications are. But along with that comes the ability for our country to be able to gather huge amounts of data, a lot of which is going to be of concern to the American people because it's going to be information on them. And they're going to be concerned that government is collecting information on them. Well, at the same time, government, the IC community in particular, has to be able to collect information, not so much on American people, but on the threats worldwide. And I think this is going to cause people to say, okay, are you collecting data on us, or are you collecting data on the rest of the world? And how do you separate that? A lot of that has to do with a lot of the discussion regarding 702 and FISA and so forth. And artificial intelligence is just simply going to magnify that. Can we talk about how we approach that? Because we need the artificial intelligence. We need to be better than our adversaries, collect more data, collect it faster, analyze it better. But we still have to have those protections and the confidence of the American people that we're doing the right things with only the data that we're supposed to be collecting, I think will allow us to continue to move and to protect them. Can we talk about how we do that and how you see that, please?
Well, I think the first thing is exactly what you said, Senator Rounds, recognizing that an issue that we're dealing with, I think pretty well, but can always get better, is collect the data we need to provide a good intelligence product without violating people's Fourth Amendment rights, but also in a way that we can control and monitor that. I expect it's just what you said, that AI is going to greatly amplify that collection ability, which amplifies the need for oversight and controls to protect our citizens. I think we should just recognize that that's the case.
Yeah, thank you. Look, Mr. Chairman, I just think that this is something that I think our committee is going to be directly involved with, and I think on both sides of the aisle, the implementation of this tool as we speed up the delivery of the decision-making capabilities for our leaders has got to be one that the American people will continue to have confidence in, and I think that's part of the key reasons for having a discussion like this, is to let people know that we recognize that threat is out there and that we're aware of it, and that as we collect the data that we have to, we're going to be very careful about the coordination so that their rights are protected in this collection process. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Support journalism you trust. Support PBS News. Donate now, or even better, start a monthly contribution today.